top story tonight, Mayor Sherman Lea is facing backlash after it was released that he voted back in April of 2020 to grant parole to Vincent Martin, a man convicted of killing a Richmond police officer in 1979.
That vote came just 1 month after the Virginia Parole Board released a record number of offenders the month before, prompting an investigation into the board's actions.
Mayor Lea resigned from the parole board after 8 years of serving. The other board members were fired after Governor Glenn Youngkin was sworn into office.
WFXR's Anna McDougall spoke with Mayor Lea today about that controversial decision to release Vincent Martin. Anna, what'd he tell you?
Drew and Kathleen, Mayor Lea told me that with any parole decision, there are no guaranteed outcomes. He says they work to make the most informed decision that they can and hope for a positive outcome. Before being released, Vincent Martin served more than 30 years in jail for killing Richmond police officer Michael Connors.
It's not an exact science. You do that, and no parole board and nobody in the country would tell you they're okay and all the cases are going to go out and do well and everything is fine. You pray and hope that that happens, but realistically, you don't have much control over that.
When voting on parole, Mayor Lea says the board takes into consideration an offender's behavior, reports from families, as well as the parolee's future plans.
That's all I can say about it. We made a decision. We, as a parole board, made a decision, which is what we'll put in place to do.
However, for those directly impacted by an offender's actions, it is hard to see a silver lining. In an interview done by our sister station, WIRC in Richmond, back in 2020, Connor's sister, Maureen Clements, shares her reaction to Martin's release.
My parents have always said the only peace we really received was knowing this man was behind bars because he took our brother and he took our son.
Reports released by the Attorney General in 2022 say board members were unresponsive to victims' oppositions to Martin's release.
We have to use our best judgment to vote on cases, and that's what I did during my 8 years on the parole board.
The report from the Attorney General goes on to show that the investigation found that Vincent Martin's release was handled in an atypical manner, even stating that Mayor Lea admitted that there were some mistakes made in the handling of his case. Reporting live in the newsroom, Anna McDougall, WFXR News.
All right, Anna, thank you. And Mayor Lea adds that in most cases, the Commonwealth of Virginia does not see a high number of offenses by those released on parole, but emphasizes that there is never any way of knowing for sure.